Arcadiology, Episode 20, featuring Altered Beast. Join us as we uncover artifacts from the arcades. My name is Brad. My co-hosts are Sky.
Hey.
Kyle.
Oh, I'm sweaty, dudes.
And Jordan.
Rise from your grave, my boys.
There we go. I was going to be disappointed. I was waiting. I was like, one of these guys, they got to give me a clip from the game.
Kyle's just over there dying in this heat wave we got going on.
Dude, it's hot.
It's toasty.
I thought Sky would at least throw out a power up for me.
Now I regret it.
It's alright, we'll be powering up here eventually.
We're going to have to edit that in now. Make me sound awesome.
Alright, boys, what have you guys been up to? Let's talk about some video games.
Alright, I'll carry this segment.
I hope so.
Alright, let's hear it.
Alright, so there's I'm going to mention, I think, 3 games here. One of them I already mentioned to Jordan, but I haven't played it. I just want to tell you guys about it.
Oh, I know what you're going to say. I think.
Yeah, so the one game that we've actually played here on the podcast, I'm sure you guys remember Metal Slug.
Okay, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's fairly recent. It might even, I don't even know if it's fully released yet, if it's in like an early access gameplay or something, but there's Metal Slug Tactics. So there's a turn-based tactics game of Metal Slug. It has the same sort of graphic style, art style. It has the same main character. I think a couple of the other characters they mentioned are all actually inside of this new tactics-based game, which it kind of threw me off because I thought what are the chances of that game being so old? Now
Yeah.
just resurgence. There's this, spin-off of it.
What's it on? What are you playing it on?
I did not play it. I just seen it, but I think you can get it on Steam. If I'm not mistaken, yeah.
How'd you come across that?
Good question. Actually, I actually don't remember where I seen it. It was just recent though. It just kind of popped up. I think that's because I was watching a couple of the new roguelikes that were coming out, and I think this one was just kind of mixed in there.
So actually, they just had a Nintendo Direct, I believe, yesterday, and that was actually one of the games that they showcased for the Switch. It's coming to the Switch as well.
Okay.
And it does have that big bald dude that we liked with the machine gun.
Yeah.
Nice. Makes a return.
I saw him in that in their little demonstration.
Yeah. And also, I was watching it. I was just watching someone play it real quick, pretty briefly, kind of see what it was about. And I didn't know this the whole time, and I don't know if this is even true or if they were just an adaptation for the game. But they had a tank inside of this game, this tactics game that you could if you walk your character to that tank, you can get inside the tank and then you could use it until it's out of fuel or whatever. But when he talks about going to the tank, they refer to that tank as a Metal Slug. So is that where the name comes from? Are they referring to the tanks?
Probably. That sounds.
Because I didn't
familiar.
know where they got the name. Yeah, and then they refer to the tank as being a Metal Slug, and I was like, oh, that's why it's called that, I guess.
Yeah, I always assumed it was just the bullets. I don't know. I never really thought about it, but yeah, I guess that kind of does make sense.
Yeah.
I don't even think the tank was super prominent in that game anyway.
I didn't feel like it was either. That's why
I
I
didn't
was
really use it much.
Wasn't it only in the first level in the one that we played?
I don't remember. Maybe a couple, but I feel like if it's called Metal Slug about a tank, you would be in that thing 90% of the time.
I'm pretty sure I do remember reading that it was supposed to be the tank, and maybe the tank was originally intended to play more of a role. That feels familiar to me.
So felt like I was just on the ground most of the time running around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's crazy though.
Yeah, so there's that. I didn't play it, but I just threw it out there. It's cool that we played that game on the podcast, and it's just kind of coming back around now in some different ways.
Well, Jordan, when you're done with Fire Emblem, you want to play a real tactics game, Metal Slug, man.
I don't know.
I told him about it.
That's something, man. I don't know about all that. Yeah, Kyle, you mentioned it to me, and then that Nintendo Direct was 2 or 3 days later, and I saw it on there.
Yeah.
It's whoa, what are the chances of that?
So we have Metal Slug Tactics, and then we have a new game that I told Skylar about, actually. Me and Skylar already played it in a duo.
Alien
It's
Syndrome
called-
Tactics?
No, yeah, imagine.
Yeah, dude, I'd play that.
No, this is called the Spell Brigade, and it's also a free demo on Steam. It's an early access thing, so it's not crazy in depth yet, but it's called the Spell Brigade, and Brad, it's sort of like a version of Vampire Survivors, except it's multiplayer.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's Vampire Survivors, but it's multiplayer, and then there's friendly fire. So actually, if you guys get like too close to each other, like you can actually kill each other with your skills and spells and stuff. So you have to like manage the distance from your teammates, but also like work together at the same time.
That sounds pretty intense.
Yeah. So some point whenever we all get time, Skylar and I already played with 2 of us, but it'll be cool to get 3 or 4 of us in there because I think it's up to 4 players. So that could be fun.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun for sure.
Yeah, say B's one that showed us Vampire Survivors, so I figured he'd be into it.
Yeah, that's what I thought of when I seen it. Thought of you and B because I knew you guys played that.
Weren't you telling me about this one the other day too?
Yeah, this is why I was like kind of hard to explain to you because you never played, you
Yeah.
didn't even know what Vampire Survivors was. So I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know how to explain that, but
It's a really weird style of game. Like you don't really do anything. You just run around and
Yeah.
try not to die. There's no fire button. It's literally you just walk and like all your attacks go off by themselves. So you just try to survive.
yeah, you just have to like maneuver pretty much while you get stronger.
And find like the right combos and stuff, like certain like pickups and stuff mixed together and like evolve. So there's a little bit of strategy there, but yeah, it's mostly just trying not to get hit.
Yeah, which is fun. It's cool. Like if you're just
Yeah.
chilling in Discord, just talking and just kind of walking around avoiding things.
Just a one-handed game.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's I played it with my controller actually, so it's cool that you can use keyboard and mouse. You can use a controller if you want. I assume you can get this on Steam Deck.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that actually coming out though.
Yeah. So those are 2. Like the first one I just thought I'd mention because it's interesting that we've played it. The second one, Skylar and I played it. It's fun. Could be cool with all 4 of us just to mess around a little bit. Now this third title is the game that I've actually been playing, and it's called Diabolical Rogue. Now I'm assuming you guys have not heard of this. Skylar, I think I told about it.
Don't
You
believe so.
mentioned it to me at work.
Yeah, so if you guys want to play some Diabolical, it's like Overwatch, I guess would be, you can compare it to Overwatch a little bit. It's Overwatch mixed with like a roguelike. So when it's like an actual like an FPS, like a shooter, and you get into the match, it's like a 4 versus 4, and you're fighting each other, and it's like the first team to get to 4, like to win 4 rounds will win the game. So imagine like there's like a death match, and then you have to completely team wipe the other team. So if the other team has 4 opponents on it, and as you kill somebody, as normal, everyone has like a death timer. So if you die, you're gonna respawn in X amount of seconds. But the way to win a round is you have to kill all 4 of the enemy team, and they all have to be dead at the same time. Because if they're not, if you kill 3 of them and there's 1 guy alive, if that 1 guy can like run away from you guys and like kite around and survive until a teammate spawns, now there's 2 people alive. So now even if you kill that guy and you finally catch him, if you took too long and somebody else spawned, now the game is still going because someone's still alive. So you're trying to like wipe the other team, but like also not get team wiped at the same time, so you can keep respawning your teammates.
Gotta hit him with a full Halo extermination.
Yeah, you have to get a full exterm on them.
Yeah.
But then what that does is if you do get the full exterm and you win that round, it's gonna start the second round because it's the first to win 4 different rounds. But every time it goes in between rounds, and actually I think it might even be like in between each. I don't think it's every death, but it is some deaths. But you'll get sort of like a roguelike, like a Vampire Survivor's Choice of like three random sort of like power-ups for your character will pop up on the screen, and you get to pick one power-up. So like as the rounds go, you're also getting these power-ups and getting stronger. So you'll have like, the one guy that I like to play has like a rocket launcher, and one of the power-up cards will be every time you reload the rocket launcher, instead of reloading 1 rocket at a time, he'll reload 2 rockets at a time. So you can get your rocket, you can reload 2, you can roll twice as fast, shoot rockets faster, whatever. It's just power-ups like that. So things that'll make you a little bit stronger every time. But it's pretty cool, it's fun. It's like a weird implementation of having a shooter, but also having like power-ups with it.
Nice, yeah, that sounds pretty sweet.
That's about it, boys. That's 3 pretty decent games I've been looking at.
Yeah, you brought a lot this week. Usually like, these games suck, I haven't been playing anything, but now you
Hey, I got another game, but I'll save it.
Oh, man. Let's see what anyone else has been doing then. Sky, you playing any games?
No, other than the Spell Brigade with Kyle and this Altered Beast here, nothing really, man.
All right, fair enough. Kyle filled enough air for us. And what about you, Jordan?
Yeah, I'm glad Kyle filled that section here for us because I don't got a whole lot either, man. I'm still just kind of playing Pokemon here and there, and started Pokemon Platinum last night because I never beat a Gen 4 game. Just like I said at the beginning of this podcast, I never beat a Gen 3 game, so I did Emerald, kind of just bumping up to the next gen that I haven't done yet. So I'll do a little bit of that. I played Rebirth for a few hours the other day for the first time in like a few weeks. I'm just not finding the time for any extra games lately, man. Just a lot of work, a lot of rock climbing with these boys, and a whole lot of football and no free time for me.
Well, as far as me, I finished up that game I was playing last time, Spark the Electric Jester. It's once like a kind of like a 3D Sonic platformer game. Finished that up. It was pretty fun. Like they changed the gameplay up a decent amount throughout the game. Like you have the normal stages where you just pretty much get to the end. Then you have ones where it's like a time limit and it's like more of like an open stage and you gotta explore and like find coins and stuff. You have like 15 minutes to complete it. And there's like more combat focused ones where you're just fighting like waves of enemies or bosses. And at first I didn't really like the combat because I don't know, it's like a Sonic game. You just kind of want to run. The combat felt like it kind of slowed it down. But once you get used to it, it's really not that bad. It gets pretty fun because you get they have like a couple different forms you unlock as you go. Like the standard form, you just like basic. Then you have the one, he has like a scythe, and that one like shreds for combat. Once I figured that out, I was just like destroying everything with it. And they have another form where it's like the girl version. She kind of like floaty. So if you like jump and hold it in, you kind of like hover down. So it makes platforming much easier. And it's sweet because it's not like you're stuck to one. Like as you're in the middle of a jump, you can switch and go into one of the other forms. So you can really like kind of flow through them. So you can just like dashing around a loop, switch to the girl, do like a hover to like land on a platform. Then if you get to a combat section, you can like switch over to the guy with the scythe and just start wrecking them all. So like the combat's pretty fluid, like how quick it changes between them all. But yeah, it was a pretty fun game. Overall, it wasn't super hard. But this might not sound like much, but when you get to the final stage, it says, it like gives you like a warning and stuff. It's like, are you ready for this pretty much? Like there's no like saving. Like once you enter this, you have limited lives. Because the rest of the game, you have unlimited lives. You can pretty much just keep popping back up at the checkpoint. But this one gives you limited lives, and it's like, it took me like 30 minutes to beat it, which doesn't sound like much, but when you're playing this game, it's like maybe like 5 or 10 minutes a stage because you're just cruising. I mean, if you factor in like how fast you're moving, like 30 minutes at that pace, this stage is like huge. It seemed like it was never going to end, but it eventually ended. But it was really fun. I like it. If anyone's into 3D Sonic games, I definitely recommend checking it out.
It sounds cool. At least as far as like the hot swapping characters, sounds interesting.
Yeah, they have like a little shop kind of. You collect coins as you go and stuff. There's like tons of collectibles, but I don't go for any of that. I just kind of mainline the game and run to the end. But you get coins like gems along the way, and you can use those to get the different forms, and you get different attacks for your combat. So you can do like aerial attacks and like combo. You have a light attack and a heavy attack, and kind of like combo them together to do different things. But yeah, as you go, you can buy different upgrades, which makes it a little more interesting.
Sounds cool. What was that called?
Spark the Electric Jester 3 was the third one.
Okay.
Oh, they got 3 of those.
Yeah, there's 3 of them.
You always play weird ass named games.
Yeah, I mostly just play like indie games because usually they're cheap and they're short for the most part. I mean, there's some longer ones, but I don't know. I don't like these big AAA games. They're too much of an investment in time and money, so I just keep it easy.
I don't know, man. I feel like I keep going back to like indie games all the time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Big games are just too crazy, too expensive. I don't know. There's just seems like a waste of time for me personally.
Yeah, that's exactly how I am. That's mostly it. I started some other stuff, but I'll wait till I get a little further into it. We'll talk about it next time. But that's all I got for this week. You guys all ready to roll then?
Ready to roll, brother.
Yes, sir.
Keep rolling.
All right, let's talk about Altered Beast.
Welcome to your doom.
Released in the arcades in 1988, it's a side-scrolling beat-em-up with some minor platforming elements in it. It's most beat-em-up games, at least the ones I typically play. You move left to right, but you can also kind of move like up and down the screen as well. This one you don't do that. It's just straight forward, which is kind of weird. I'm sure there's some other games like that, but not really something I typically see in beat-em-ups. What about you guys? Do you know any other games that kind of this style that you don't move up and down the screen as well?
Not that I recall. This one's very much just you can jump, but besides for that, you're moving 2 directions. That's it.
Yeah, I don't play beat 'em ups, you know what I mean, on my own free will if I can help it, so
Force you into it here. So yeah, this game's very linear. Obviously, you just move from left to right. There's some platforms here and there you got to jump on, but it's not very crucial most of the time. The game only has 5 stages, and you have to fight a boss at the end of each one. Every stage has like a unique transformation that you can only get for that specific level. But before we get too deep into the actual game, has everyone played this game or at least heard of it before we did it for the show? Because it's a fairly well-known game.
Yeah, I've definitely heard of it, but this is the first I'd ever even seen it, let alone played it. I've just heard the name.
Yeah, I mean, us three have for sure all played it already.
Played this a long time ago when I was a kid, man, on the Sega. I never played the actual arcade version before, but I don't know if I had the cartridge or if I played it on Sega Channel, but I know I put a lot of time into it when I was little.
Yeah, I definitely remember us playing it on Sega. You probably mostly you played it. It's kind of our Mega Man experience. You just kind of played it and we watched for the most part, probably. I probably played like a stage or two. I definitely never beat this game as a kid, though, for sure.
It could be tougher for a kid.
I mean, especially if you don't have credits, unlimited credits, just keep pumping in and you're playing on a console, it'd be a little harder.
How does that work on the console?
I think you just probably get 3 lives and you're done.
Really?
Maybe. I don't remember.
Rough.
I don't think if it's like a Genesis version, I doubt they're going to have like insert coin things, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I didn't know if it was just like unlimited tries or what.
Maybe you can get extra lives for like points or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure once you just get game over and it's just back to the title screen. You got to start from scratch again. You just got to beat it in one run.
Oh,
I don't know if I
that'd be
beat this when I
awful.
was a kid or not. I want to say like all these levels look familiar, all the bosses and everything, but I don't know if I watched like videos or played it later in life, or if I actually beat it when I had it when I was a kid.
Well, I hope you beat it now.
Oh, I mean, you have to beat it now. You got infinite continues. That's the one way the arcade version's forgiving. You can just keep pumping coins into it.
Yep.
All right, so I briefly mentioned about the transformations. Sometimes it's a little weird, a little frustrating somewhat, because I believe from what I've seen, you pretty much have to transform before you can finish the stage. Is that what you guys noticed as well?
Yeah, so I read before I played the game that if you got to the boss before you were fully transformed, that you had to start the stage over again. But from watching videos, it seems more like, okay, so you see this guy, he's like the big bad of the game. It's this big bald dude in like a cloak. And you can see him multiple times during the stage. And from what I've noticed, it seems like if you get to him and you're not fully transformed, he'll kind of just run away until you come across him again. And then it just seems like whenever you're fully transformed to that beast stage, then he'll fight you. It kind of just seems like there's almost like checkpoints where it will check to see if you're ready to fight him or not.
Oh, that's interesting. Because I have seen him multiple times, and it's like you can't hurt him, and he's like just kind of there, like shooting some lightning at you, and then he just leaves. Like, and I was like, okay, what's the point of this?
Yeah, apparently if you're fully transformed at any point whenever you see him, you'll just fight the final boss of that stage right then and there.
That's kind of a rough mechanic.
I don't know. I thought he was kind of a nice guy for that.
He's making sure you're ready.
When you're just a human being, he's like, he could beat you up. He's pretty weak, so he's kind of being a nice guy by like being like, all right, you're not strong enough to even be a fight yet. Come back later.
I mean, if there's one thing we've learned on the show, it's that Kyle is a really big fan of the villains that are nice guys.
Yeah, dude. I just like the duality, you know?
Gets bonus points for the game.
But yeah, since he's so nice, if you're not transformed, just like the stage is like keeps looping. It starts you back. I don't know if it starts you back to the beginning, but you just gotta progress a little bit through pretty much the same exact thing you just did. And in order to transform, you have to collect these three little orbs. Every time you get one, it powers you up, makes your guy like a little buffer, and he gets stronger. Once you get the third one, you turn into whatever the transformation is for that stage. But what I was really annoyed me in some of the stages, like the little it's like a 2-headed wolf or something. They're like glowing. You have to kill them for them to drop the orb so you can transform. But sometimes they just like dash across the screen so quick, and I don't get them. So then I have to loop the whole way back around to the stage again before I can collect another one. And that was probably the most annoying part of the game for me.
By
Dude,
far.
that was terrible.
There were definitely some stages where you kind of just had to know that the wolf was going to show up at that point in time, because a lot of the times he'll kind of just sit there in like an attacking stance and wait for you. But there are a lot of times that he'll just dash right across the screen. And if you don't know that he's there, you're probably going to miss him.
Yeah, I definitely missed a few that seemed like everyone was going to miss that guy if you didn't know where he was coming from at what time. But this is unconfirmed, but I started testing this theory like halfway through my playthrough. But I believe that whatever side of the screen he comes from, like the next time that you see him, he'll come from the other side of the screen. At least that was my experience. So at least if I missed him once, then I was at least somewhat being like alert of like, okay, he's going to come from like the left side of the screen now.
I have no idea.
Okay, I didn't put that together, so
I could have just made it up, but that's what it seemed like.
You could have. Who cares? It's all right. We know you like to make things up here and there about certain games.
I'm pretty sure they only give you 3 of them before you see like the boss the first time. So if you miss one of them, you're gonna have to start that second loop, and it's super slow to get back around. So it's just a little annoying.
It sucks they pop out when there's still enemies on the screen you have to deal with, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Hey, power up!"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then you get stun locked, and he jumps off the screen.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's worth mentioning that when you get hit in this game, you do get like a stun lock. So your guy kind of like gets hit, he like kind of knocks back a little bit. He's like uncontrollable. So if you get hit while the white fox looking thing is like jumping around through the screen, you're probably not getting it.
There were definitely a few times for me where I was on my last life of the token, and the wolf would show up on the screen, and then something else would kill me. And I would get to the part where I had to put another token in to continue. And while it's waiting for me to put the token in, the wolf will run away. And that was the most frustrating thing in the world.
That happened quite a few times.
Yep.
You think it would give you the arcade mercy? Normally, it'll give you free stuff just so you put another coin in, but they did not
freeze
care.
the game.
Yeah.
Altered Beast don't play that, man.
Nope. No mercy.
Okay, I was saying there's like knockback when you get hit. One of the things I kind of noticed, it seems like most of the enemies, when you run into them, you don't take damage. It just kind of gives you like that knockback animation. Your guy just kind of like thuds into them and falls back, which that was decent because sometimes it gets a little overwhelming. There's not a ton of enemies, but just kind of annoying how slow everything moves. So sometimes you just kind of run into someone, it just kind of bumps them. I don't think you actually take damage from it though.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think it's just a little bump away from them.
Yeah, you do not take damage, and I definitely abused that at some point in this game.
And while we're talking about damage, just one small thing that was weird. Did you guys notice how your HP, normally everything goes from like the right to the left, but it subtracts your HP from the left side of the screen first, which I just thought was just kind of weird, just felt weird.
I didn't focus on that.
No?
I didn't even pay attention to it.
I did notice.
You did?
No.
I mean, it's something stupid, but I just noticed, like, because you have like 3 little, I don't know, like blue rectangles for your HP. And when you take damage, I think it goes yellow, then it goes red. And I just saw on the left side it was going away first. Like, it's a little strange, a little backwards.
They implemented that altered HP system.
Yep.
Well, since the main thing of this game is pretty much the transformations, in my opinion, I said each level has its own transformation. So there's 5 different ones. There's a werewolf, a dragon, a bear, a tiger, and a golden werewolf, which I guess pretty much is the same as the first one. He's just golden color. I don't know if his actual gameplay was different, but pretty much each of them have their own abilities, so they function a little different per stage. Did you guys have a favorite one or one you want to talk about?
Okay, so there's a very good one. There's an incredibly good one. 2 of them are kind of just okay, and one of them is terrible. The bear is horrible. I didn't understand him very well at all. I thought he sucked, but the top ones for sure were the tiger and the dragon, I thought.
You didn't like the Muay Thai bear?
I did not like the bear at all.
His
the
little
very
stance.
upright standing
Yeah.
walking bear.
I thought the bear was pretty cool.
Yeah, when he's just
Really?
standing there,
I
he
thought-
goes Muay Thai stance on. He's ready to
He
throw
had,
down.
he had his own. He's the only one that had like a weird mechanic. Like one of his moves, whenever you jump, he turns into like a ball and like kind of moves horizontal a little bit. Like it almost like forces you to like jump a certain distance whenever you use it. So it's kind of weird. It made that level slightly hard because of pits and stuff.
Yeah.
Even his regular attack though was like different because like everyone else just kind of kills the thing that it hits, but his like petrifies them and turns them into stone.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. He's pretty unique.
The problem I had with the bear was every other transformation had a ranged attack. Like the werewolf was out here throwing Kamehamehas, but the bear could only hit with his little petrification thing right in front of him, and that was a little had to get a bit closer and riskier with him. I mean, that jump attack was pretty solid, but I don't know. Not having that ranged attack was a bit of a bummer after especially after using the dragon, because that dragon was
Dude.
sick.
The dragon, I think the dragon's the best.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he's like a straight laser beam, like lightning charge out of his face, and then he has like a giant like AOE lightning pulse that just kills everything around him. And you can fly. Like I'm pretty sure he was the best one.
yeah, it just flies around the screen rather than having to walk on the platforms and stuff.
And I think the first werewolf that you get, right, like Jordan said, just kind of shoots like a little fire Kamehameha ball out or something. But then I think the last, like the golden werewolf, I want to say it was like a lightning Kamehameha that comes out. I think it all did the same thing and looked the same animations and probably the same amount of damage, but I think just the visual effects, one was like fire, one was lightning.
I didn't pay attention to that.
Yeah, I think the wolves are the same. It's just different color attacks.
Different color scheme.
Which I wish they would have did something different for the end. I mean, the golden wolf is cool, but I mean, it's the same exact thing, just like a recolor.
Yeah, I mean, there's only 5 stages. You couldn't give us a 5th transformation.
Right, you would think so. So actually, I think I could be wrong about this part, but I think I read somewhere very briefly that the rhinoceros you fight at the end of the game was supposed to be the 5th transformation, but I guess they just changed that.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, well,
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
would've been sweet.
Rocksteady.
Yeah,
That
so
thing's beefy.
I was gonna say, yeah, you fight Rocksteady essentially is the final boss of the game for some
Yeah.
reason. Yeah, I guess apparently he was maybe supposed to be the 5th transformation, unless the thing I read was just BSing me. But that's what I saw.
What I thought was pretty cool was it seems like the bosses were kind of tailored to the transformation. Like your moves as the animal or whatever, I like actually had a purpose for each boss.
Yeah, I did notice that.
I guess the one we didn't really talk about was the tiger. He also shot a ranged attack. It's kind of like this little ball that kind of goes across the screen up and down. And then his other attack, the werewolf like dashes left and right. The tiger dashes up and down, which was actually kind of nice because there's a bunch of flying enemies on that stage. So you can dash up and clear them. And if there's enemies on the ground when you're coming back down, it also attacks on the way back down. So you can just kind of run across the screen, spamming that and kill everything.
Yeah, he was solid.
Yeah, that boss for that level was so insanely easy.
He was
Yeah.
very easy. You kind of just had to be a bit patient with him.
Like that's another example of how the transformation is like built for that specific boss. Because all of his patterns, like whenever he's shooting things across, you just stand away at range and shoot them little zigzag lightning ball things. And then when he goes up above you and spawns stuff, you use your vertical jump to destroy him.
Now, do we all have the same experience of like when you're in the human form, the game was like kind of annoying at times,
Extremely.
and then as soon as you got the transformation, it was just like GG.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Like
yeah.
like
Oh,
you
yeah,
just
for
don't
sure.
get hit again, everything dies instantly. Like you just win the stage.
I feel that's just how they made it. Like as soon as you transform, dude, game over. You got this.
Yeah, like they really power up.
The real challenge is getting to that form.
Yeah, it was kind of like frustratingly slow and sluggish. And then as soon as you get that, it's just the movement is so fast and you just crush everything without even trying. So it goes from being like kind of hard and annoying to just like the easiest thing. The balances feel so off.
Yeah.
I guess it makes you feel awesome. Though. It's like rewarding once you finally get that. And you're just like, yeah, come at me now, punk.
Yeah.
It's like boom, boom, flying around, thrashing everything. It makes up for when you're getting crushed trying to collect those orbs.
Yeah, they'd have some sort of payoff for how slow you were in the beginning.
Yeah. Anybody know why the final boss is Zordon from Power Rangers?
What other rhinoceros do we know about? We can call him.
No, not the final boss. I mean, like the evil guy.
Oh, the bald dude.
Bald dude.
Yeah, he looks
Gotcha.
like Zordon, and he's like inside of this weird like, you know what I mean, like light tube thing. It's just Zordon for some reason.
Oh yeah, there are spots where his head is in that like tube. It looks just like that. I forgot that thing's name. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, as far as like just the basic combat, I mean, you just walk left and right, you have a punch, you have a kick. I just pretty much ran around and kicked everything for the most part. It just seemed like, I don't know if it was a better range, but it seemed like you kicked a little further than you punched, but I could be wrong. But the one thing that annoyed me with it is you can hit above you if you hold in down and press kick. I mean, it's just weird because to hit above you, you have to hold in down. It was just like unnatural. I would get
Yeah.
killed trying to hit stuff above me because generally you would think you hold in up in attack to punch above you, but instead you hold in down and your dude just like lays on his back and like kicks upward.
Yeah, a
Them
little
controls
goofy.
were very, very confusing for a while until you get the hang of them. Like it's only a punch and a kick.
Yeah.
You would think, all right, if I crouch and I can punch, all right, I'm gonna hit in front of me, so that works. but then if you crouch and try to kick, he hits straight above him. So it's a lot of times I was kicking everything, and it would, something would dive at me, or if a guy would get close to me, I would try to duck under his punches and kick him, but I would kick upwards instead. I'm like, oh, I got a punch when I crouch.
Yeah, and some of the later enemies in the game, I felt like you have to hit them first. If you let them get you, they just kind of beat you down and like would almost take like your whole life away. Like like these unicorn guys near, I think it might have been the last stage.
Oh,
Dude, that last stage is terrible.
Yeah,
they were some tough enemies, dude. Those like little Baphomet goats were like squaring up with me.
Right.
Those purple unicorns who didn't fit the game very well at all. They were kicking my butt.
Dude, like 80% of my deaths was that last level.
I agree, dude.
Those guys are insane. Every other point had its like frustrations, but that last level, like by far, not even close, was the worst.
Yeah, they threw like 3 of the hardest enemies at you all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
like the weird unicorn dudes, the big like buff looking like pig guys.
And little goat men.
Yeah, and then they like the really pulley balls. Like so, like while you're getting bounced around from the other 2 guys, these balls are just rolling around at you.
It's so easy to miss those power-up wolves also. Like, they come flying out, then you get stun locked, and you're like, oh man, now I gotta fight 30 more goats to get to another one. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's worth noting too that like the power-up wolf, like sometimes like Jordan mentioned, like he will just be like sitting still, and so that's not bad to get him. But I think most of the time they come like bouncing off the screen, and they're like the fastest enemy in the game. So like even them like just coming out of the screen catching you off guard will like hit stun you, and then if it hits you, like he just moves so fast that he leaves, and then so you don't even get to get him anyway.
And as soon as you get stunned, little Garbat appears like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
smacks you. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. Originally, when I was writing down some notes, there's enemies that drop the ball. I thought they were pigs. I don't know what it was. I had in all my notes. It says about.
Dude, I thought that too.
It says about the
I was
two-headed
actually
pig.
expecting-
Wait, which enemies?
The wolves.
The wolves, the one that dropped the
Oh,
power
the
up.
wolves.
Yeah,
Really?
I thought they were pigs.
What?
When I was
don't
little,
know.
dude, I remember I had a memory of them being like 2-headed pigs.
Yeah, me too. That's so weird.
And then
Really?
whenever I picked this game for us to play, when I started up my playthrough, I was like, wait, these things are wolves, man. They're not pigs. Why do I think they were pigs?
That's so strange.
That's weird that we both thought that too. It's not like we
I don't
talked
know why.
about it or anything.
No, I just remember them being pigs for some reason. And now I'm like, wow, they're wolves all this time.
I don't remember that.
We're gonna have to start a post somewhere. This might be another Mandela effect that's got us. They used to be pigs in another reality.
That's so strange. We had that same memory like that.
Yeah, I almost wasn't even gonna say it because I felt dumb, and I'm glad I wasn't the only one.
No, man, I'm dumb too.
That's good. Not just me.
Yo, Jordan,
Yo,
they're dumb.
freaking dummies over here, man. Jeez.
All right. Well, other than the two-headed pigs, are there any other enemies or any of the stages in general you guys want to talk about?
Oh, I like the what is it, stage 2, whatever the giant beanbags were.
The ones that, like hop on your head. Those things.
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
When you
they
kick them, it like sinks
sucked.
their whole face in.
yeah. You pretty much have to kick them because they're so low to the ground, and if you miss them, they'll latch onto your head. And do you have to mash buttons to get them off of you? Because that's what I was doing.
I think
I
so.
think-
That's what I
I don't
did.
know. I did it like instinctually, but I don't know if you just stand there if they just come off anyway.
I
I'm
feel like
not
they're just
sure.
gonna do their damage regardless. It seemed like I was throwing the joystick all over the place, smashing buttons, and I took damage every
Yeah.
time. Unless I just didn't do it good
Yeah.
enough. I don't know.
I just thought they were funny. They just looked like giant beanbags. Like even when you kick them, like their whole face sinks in.
Let me see. I don't know if it's a specific level, or maybe there are multiple levels. But you know them like little weird 2-legged chicken-looking things with tails. You guys know them little enemies?
Yeah, they like, tail whip you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like that's actually, if you guys play Golden Axe, that's actually an enemy in Golden Axe also.
Oh,
I thought
yeah.
it was really strange seeing them in this
Dude,
game.
I didn't know they were directly from that, but just like the way they did the little tail whip thing, I was like, this kind of reminds me of Golden Axe. I didn't actually know they were from it.
Yep, that's the same one. I don't know if it was in this first or well, this probably came out before Golden Axe, didn't it?
I don't know when this was
I-
88. I don't
maybe.
know when Golden Axe was.
I think
Probably.
they might have started it in this game. So that's kind of crazy though that they took them from this and they made it like another enemy in Golden Axe.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
You actually get to ride those in Golden Axe though.
Yeah, like a mount.
Yeah, you get mounts in that game. So I thought that was crazy seeing them like in another Sega game.
All right, I could think of a few more enemies I wanted to talk about. The stage that was like a volcano kind of stage. I think it was 3, the one with the pits in it. those little yellow bugs. They kind of look like wasps, but they walk on their feet. They were so fast that they would show up on the screen, and sometimes they'd hit you before you even noticed that they're there. They drove me crazy. And sometimes they'd come in like a row of like 5 of them, so it was really hard to jump over them if you had to do that. And if you just punched the one in the front, the ones in the back of the row would get you anyway. They pissed me off.
Yeah, that level, that's the only level with like pits in it too. That whole level was pretty difficult.
And they'll knock you in those pits, dude. I died too many times from that.
I don't know. I couldn't tell if those things were wasps or like ants or something. I guess they do kind of look like...
They have stingers. They look like wasps, but like they walk on their feet. It's super weird. And they walk hella fast, man. They're like Usain Bolt out here, dude.
That was the stage where you get the bear transformation. So whenever I got that, I mean, it doesn't matter. Once you get your transformation, you're pretty much golden. But I would just like turn one of them into stone, and then everything else would just kind of run into it and turn back around because I couldn't get past it. It kind of made like a little artificial wall. Except for like those little ones that were tail whipping that Sky was talking about. Those little assholes would come over and break it, then everything would get through again.
Or how about on stage 2, the rattlesnake enemies? Did you guys try to take them out or kind of just avoid them? Because they poke out from either the top or bottom of the screen and then just launch up or down, and they were huge. So for the most part, you could just avoid them, but did you guys try to take them out or did you just let them be?
I just let them be until I transformed. Once I transformed, I'd kill them.
Nothing was safe once you transformed.
He gets that last power up. Now everybody's getting it.
Yep.
I try to avoid them. I mean, after a while, I think if there's too many enemies on the screen, it starts scrolling slower, so you don't make as much progress.
Yeah, well, better that old game slow down.
Like, I should probably start killing stuff so I can actually get through this level.
As far as bosses go, I mean, we kind of talked about a bunch of them. We got Rocksteady in stage 5. There's the really easy boss Sky mentioned that you kind of just have to be patient with. It's like a little blue, like flying dinosaur kind of looking thing that throws fireballs at you. But then there was a boss on stage 2. It's just this big monster that has a bunch of eyeballs, and it will launch eyeballs at you. And this is whenever you have the dragon upgrade. And I found that for the most part, if you just stay to the left of the screen and line yourself up with his eyeball that you have to attack, and just spam your laser attack, you pretty much just don't get hit. You'll just destroy all the things he launches at you with your laser. You can just stay there in that spot and mash the button and finish him off.
You just like spam the range attack the whole time?
Yup, just stay right in that like line of sight with his target. And every time he would launch those eyeballs at me, my laser would just destroy those before they even hit me. Didn't even have to move.
For that AoE lightning attack, were you guys able to like spam it super fast, or did it seem like it had like a timer on it, like it's kind of slow?
They were kind of slow, I think. I think all the attacks were a little slow. Yeah,
because I thought I remember when I played it way back in the day, like I sat right in front of the eyeball and just spammed it, and I was able to like destroy him in like seconds. So I thought I was going to do that again. I was like, oh, I remember this boss. And then it was not fast at all, and he started wrecking me. I was like, okay, I should probably get away from him now.
Yeah.
Snipe him out. I don't know if that's a difference, or...
I wonder if you have like turbo or something on the Genesis, if it would just, you know what I mean, just like do it so fast that it would keep going.
Yeah, I don't know if I did that, or if a different version has like different timing. I don't know. I could have swore I sat there and like just rapid fired that thing.
Well, any other stages, bosses, enemies, anything like that you guys wanted to bring up?
Other than like I said earlier, like just the bosses being pretty much tailored to your animal form, like Jordan's favorite bear form, even though he doesn't like it.
There's no range.
Yeah, but like it's cool because the boss kind of works with that. Like you use that little attack to push him. Every time you hit that boss with your little petrify attack, it kind of shoves him and his head comes out of his shell, and then you use your roll attack to jump into him.
I had a tough time with him. I couldn't really figure out how to avoid his attacks.
You can jump through them, but I mean sometimes you get hit by them because it's like a weird pattern they come out.
Mm-hmm.
I got a special trivia just for Skylar. He has to. So the bear form actually has a name.
Oh,
Skylar, do you know what the bear form is called?
I know exactly what it's called.
What is it?
It's called John Petrucci, baby.
He nailed it, dude.
Wait, what?
Anybody, any other guitar players that might listen to this will know that.
What is it?
John Petrucci from Dream Theater. That's his bear form.
Is that really what the bear in the game is called?
Yeah.
Are you messing with me?
Just-
I have no idea what's going on right now.
Dude, I'm just dying, like, on the fact that, like, there's a world where Jordan thinks that this random bear's name is John Petrucci.
Dude, they could have had like an Easter egg or something in here. I don't know.
Oh man,
Oh, that's good.
he was a normal man playing guitar, and all of a sudden he just powered up and he got buff and turned into a bear.
What band is this dude from?
Dream Theater.
So we already got the Golden Axe Easter egg. Why don't we get the Dream Theater cameo in here too, man? Screw it.
Now there's just like there was a running joke about him. That's because he used to be like real skinny, and then eventually, I guess he started hitting the gym, and all of a sudden out of nowhere, Petrucci just got buff as hell, and everybody just started saying he went bear form.
Bear form. What's Super Saiyan?
I like that you brought that reference, bro.
I got you.
Well, I don't really know if I got much else to say about this game. It's pretty short and to the point. I think we kind of broke down a lot of it for only being 5 stages. Is there anything else you guys wanted to bring up or anything we missed?
So yeah, there is something else I want to bring up. This was a very interesting part of this game. So whenever you guys beat the game, did you pay attention to what popped up on the screen afterwards?
I did not.
Anybody?
I just saw like little pictures of the dude like with the princess or whatever.
Did you pay attention to the pictures though?
Oh, wait, are
Not
you talking
all.
about...
All the
Hold on,
pictures
I-
at the end, like the Polaroid pictures at the end. Did any of you guys pay attention to what they were?
I mean, I looked at some of them, but I'm not sure what you're getting at.
Okay,
I don't know
so
what you're getting at.
fun fact here: this game is actually a movie. So if you look at all the pictures at the end, it actually gets to the point where the guy and the werewolf takes the werewolf head off, and they're on a movie set, and it shows the flying enemies hanging on strings, and they all drink beers together.
Oh, I did see that.
I swear to God, look up the pictures. Like, look up at the very end of the video that you guys are watching.
Yeah,
The
I'm
pictures
playing through it now.
it shows them. Like, yeah, they're on a movie set, and like they're taking like their costumes off and having beers together and stuff. The whole thing is a movie the whole time.
Why do I not remember that? That's crazy.
I don't know. Maybe you didn't beat it back in the day.
I
Yeah.
might not have. Yeah, they're just
I'm
holding
surprised.
beers and stuff.
Yeah, I'm surprised you guys didn't notice that.
I didn't really pay attention to it.
I got a kick
Yeah.
out of it.
I mean, I noticed, like, I thought you were getting at the point that, like, maybe the guy was wearing a costume, because I seen that part, but I didn't even put together that, like, it was a movie.
Yeah, because they have that little what's that thing called? Like that marker, that the black and white thing that they snap
like,
together.
Take 2.
Yeah, that they have that like in the picture with them, and you can see the strings holding the enemies up.
Wow. What is that?
Right. I think I read somewhere that one of the creators of the game said something along the lines of like making video games is like making movies to him, so that's why they did it.
That's awesome.
Right. But yeah, that's all I had. I just had to throw that in there. I thought you guys would have noticed that.
I did not. When I got to the end, I kind of just, I don't know if I just like spam the buttons to skip through it or if I shut it off, but yeah, I didn't even notice it at all.
You're just done with it.
Yeah. Well, you boys done with this? We ready to move on?
I'm ready,
Yep.
man.
Yep.
Alrighty, let's move into the numbers segment. Just as a quick reminder, I do keep track of all the games we played, how many credits it took, our personal ratings, the master ranking list. If anyone ever wants to check that out, there will be a link to the spreadsheet in the description here. So if you want to follow along, see where we're all at with everything, you can go check that out. And the first thing we do on there is our credit usage. How about you guys tell me how many credits it took you to finish this game?
Alright, this one took me exactly 14 credits.
Okay.
Yeah, this one for me. I wish I would have watched the video first that I was watching afterwards, because you can kind of get a good idea of when those white wolves are going to pop up. But I didn't. I just kind of went into it blind, played it twice, and ended with 16 credits.
Alright, Scott?
I'm not too far away from you guys. It took me 13.
Okay. I did it twice. My best run, I got down to 11. I think my first one was like
Nice.
16 as well. But yeah, then I watched a quick video because the one level I kept, I think it might have been the last level. How Scott said it racked up so many credits for him on that one.
Yeah.
I watched like where all 3 of the two-headed pig wolves would come from, and I hurried up and grabbed them real quick before they could kill me, so I could save a lot of credits on that next run.
Yeah, I wish I would have done the video first, just because knowing where those wolves are going to pop up at, that's a huge advantage.
Yeah, I was replaying it a third time today just to kind of refresh on it, and I got, I think, to the fourth or fifth stage, and I kept dying without getting the power ups. I was like, all right, I'm done playing this game. I'm not going through this again.
I was gonna try it a third time, but I kept missing the one wolf on the first stage. I was trying to get all three of them quick, and I kept missing the one, and I said, screw it. I'm just good with my 16.
All right, now let's put our individual ratings on this game. This game, from what I read, back when it was quote-unquote new, I mean, since then it may have been ported more to like Xbox or whatever, but back when it was around the time it was released, there were 14 different releases to this, like to different consoles. There was on like the Mega Drive, the Genesis, obviously arcade. I thought the most interesting one was they had one for the Tiger handheld. It's like those cheap little handheld ones that you can kind of like see the screen. Like if you kind of bend it, it kind of like changes colors. You know what I mean? It just has like the animation like embedded in the background. It kind of just like goes back and forth when you.
I'm just gonna Google it.
You guys will know exactly what I'm talking about if you see it. It was like those little cheesy games that were just.
It's like the ones you play like solitaire on and stuff.
Yeah.
Those kind of like electronics.
Yeah, this was Game Boy whenever kids couldn't afford a Game Boy.
Yeah. They released Altered Beast on one of those.
I had some of these.
That was a Game Boy before you grabbed the power up orb.
Can I just say, I had a bunch of these Tiger Electronics things now. Dude, the coolest one I ever had... I'm sorry that we're talking about this for no reason. I had this baseball one that was really freaking sweet, where you actually
I knew you were going to say baseball.
Yeah, dude, is it the one where you had to actually swing the console whenever the ball got there?
I don't know. I just remember there was like a Tiger Electronic little baseball game.
I had one that was in like the shape of a baseball bat, and I'm pretty sure I remember you had to like swing the bat, or you had to do something whenever the ball was there, rather than just like press a button.
Dude, that'd be sick to have Altered Beast on one of those. I'd like that one.
Yeah.
Probably sucks, but it'd just be cool to have.
Oh, it definitely is gonna suck, but we should definitely buy it anyway.
Well, anyways, what we're rating out of 14 for the 14 different releases. So what rating do you guys give it?
I feel like a lower number like this is actually a little tougher because I'm kind of thinking like 9, like which doesn't feel like it's not that high. It's only maybe like 65-ish% or so, but at the same time 10 feels like it'd be a little much. So I'm just gonna go with 9, and yeah, good enough for me.
All right.
I'm actually right there, dude. I think 9's pretty good.
Solid number.
Yeah, I mean it's short, quick. There's only 5 stages, 5 bosses, with only 4 transformations. So it's like they kind of gypped us. Like either just make it 4 stages or give us another transform if you're gonna make it 5 stages. The game was like it just felt annoying all the way up until the point we got the power up, and then it became like way too easy. So it just felt like I was either like super annoyed with the game or then like kind of bored because it was just like everything was dying so fast. But I mean, the transforms that you did get were kind of cool. But other than that, I don't know. I mean, unfortunately, this is more of a nostalgia game. I remember this game being like just really cool when it first came out. And now that you go back and play it, you're kind of like, oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and whenever he says this game is short, I mean, you can beat the whole game in maybe 20 minutes if you're not terrible at it. It is a pretty quick one, which I mean, I personally thought was pretty nice because we have played some long ones, and it's kind of nice to just get through one nice and quick now, just to breeze through.
I think I might also be coming around like a 9 or so. That sounds like a good number for it, honestly.
Brad, you want to sweep it?
Man, I don't want to tell you guys what number I had here, but I didn't really have a lot of fun with this. It was just mostly annoying. Pretty much Kyle covered it. It was annoying and boring, and then I mean, it was annoying and frustrating, and then once you got the power up, it was kind of boring because you just melted everything. I have this at a 6 out of 14.
I can understand that.
Yeah, I mean, the
right.
transformations were kind of cool. I did like the character sprites were like a little bit bigger, kind of your character got real beefy, which was pretty cool, but the gameplay just at face value it was bad. Just didn't enjoy it.
I think that's the only thing that bumps it up to a 9. I'd probably be around like a 5 or 6 also. I think it's just a lot of like remembering this as a kid. Altered Beast was like, I remember it being like one of the coolest games ever. It looked awesome. You transform. I was like, dude, that game was sick. And then, like Kyle said, you play it now. It's like, wow, the gameplay itself kind of sucks, honestly. Like, it's not really that good of a game.
Very basic.
It was very basic. It was just awesome back in the day because it was like in the arcades. They ported it to Sega. You're like, oh, dude, I'm shredding as a werewolf on my Sega. This is cool. But I don't know, it's just super unbalanced, really short. It's way too easy to have to play a level for a very long time if you keep missing those power ups. I don't know, man. But like it still sounds cool. Like the name Altered Beast just sounds cool. You think it would be like an awesome game.
Yeah.
the transformations and all that. The bosses, I do like how the bosses and the power-ups themselves kind of go together. Like, whatever they made that beast do in that level, it works for the boss of that level.
Right.
So that's kind of cool. I mean, it's just little cool stuff like that that kind of bumps it to a 9 for me. So maybe like slight nostalgia hitting there, but I could definitely acknowledge his game is kind of garbage.
Nothing wrong with the nostalgia bump.
Yeah, not too much though. I mean, I do like the transformation and
Take it easy on
all
that
that.
nostalgia, buddy.
I know. That's why I'm not trying to let that get in the way too much.
Yeah.
But I can admit a lot of that was nostalgia until I played it again. I was like, wow, man, I don't know if it was that. I thought I just sucked back in the day, but no, the game just kind of sucks.
B, can we get a bump for, that it was a movie the whole time?
That's true.
Ooh.
But
The storyline.
this is one of those games that was better left in your memory. You shouldn't replay it. I'm sticking with my 6.
That's true, man. I wish I didn't pick it this week because it kind of tainted my memories of it. Now I'm like, oh man.
We were gonna play it sooner or later.
Now I have to come to the realization that they're wolves and not pigs.
Right?
Come on,
What is this?
Oh
Alternate
man,
reality
get out of
we're
here.
living in.
destroying my childhood, bro.
All right, let's see how that nostalgia pulls over into our overall rankings. This is our 20th game. Where do you guys think it deserves to be in the list of all the games we played so far?
Oh,
Feels
man.
like a lower middle game to me.
Yeah.
I'm sad about it, man. But I know it's got to go where it belongs.
Yeah, I'm kind of somewhere between like 15 through 17-ish. That's kind of low, but
Yes, I wouldn't call that lower middle. That's just low. But yeah, I hear you.
yeah.
It's just in the
Oof.
dirt, dude.
Oh, man.
I mean,
That sucks.
It's number
Trash
20.
a classic Sega game.
Yeah, maybe
Ugh.
maybe a little higher, like somewhere around Mega Twins ish, either above or below. I don't really know which.
I'm honestly, I'd rather play Metal Slug than this.
Yeah, that's close to me. I think I'd rather play Slug, but it's pretty close.
Yeah.
To be honest,
I'm not mad at that either.
I think I'd rather play everything from 15 up. Metal Slug, Boogie Wings, Mega Twins, all that I think is a better game than this just overall.
Yeah, at first glance, I was thinking, just literally put it right above SD Gundam.
Yeah, I was looking somewhere down that area. I would probably put it above Slug, but you guys know I don't really like Slug. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty close to me.
Man, if we were just going off of my memories, I didn't play it, I'd be like, dude, Alter Beast #1!
Right?
Definitely. Yeah.
Now it's like, oh no, now I gotta face the beast.
I mean, I
The
would.
altered, ugly beast.
I'm just personally saying I would rather play this than our number 1 game, but that's just me.
Oh, no, you better knock that off.
That's insane.
Nah, it's
Bro,
not.
you're about to go
I
at the
said
end
what
of
I
the list. Get
said.
out of here.
I said what I said.
Put Jordan's name down at 20. Get him out of here.
That's my football number. Actually, that's okay.
Well, put the votes in, boys. I'm saying above SD.
Somewhere in the 14, 15.
It's definitely above Escape for sure to me.
I would put it at 14 and bump Slug, but I just don't really like Metal Slug. I just thought it was too boring.
The only thing that I could agree with you there is the nostalgia pull over Metal Slug, and we didn't really talk about just like the cheesy little voice clips. Those are great. I love those.
They're solid. Yeah, I could go either above or below Slug. It kind of feels like it's going to be roughly around that area.
I would put it right above Slug.
It's either 15 or 16, above or below Slug by the sounds of it. Kyle, what's your opinion, above or below?
Mine's below Slug.
And what did Sky say?
Sky's above.
Oh no.
Kind of either you tie it or you send it our way, I guess.
Oh boy.
Jordan, dude, you owe me, dude. Oh my god.
Oh, here we go.
What are you for?
No, I'm just pulling at you.
Y'all and your freaking squawkers and stuff up top.
Nah, you do what you feel, man. It looks like it's going under Slug.
I'm okay with that here. Like, I think Altered Beast is definitely I think like the idea of it is definitely cooler, but it's definitely a very dated game. Like Slug just feels like it has way more going on. It looks a lot nicer. So yeah, I'm okay with putting it below.
Yeah, I think Slug aged much better than Altered Beast as well.
Oh, 100%. No one's gonna argue that one, I don't think.
Graphics and gameplay, to be honest.
It's kind of weird. The graphics are like, I don't know. They're like kind of cool, but they're kind of also like basic. I don't know.
Definitely like Sega graphics.
All right, we want to lock it in there and move on?
Yeah, that's
Ooh,
all right.
this one hurts, boys. Oh.
Yeah, like it. in my mind, it feels like it should be like a tad bit higher, but at the same time, I don't know what above it I'd really move around.
Nah, I mean,
so
being realistic, it's not anywhere as good as I remember it being.
yeah, I think it was still fairly fun, but it definitely deserves to be down there a bit.
Alrighty, I'm calling that a lock then. We got Metal Slug at 15, Altered Beast at 16, 17, we have SD Gundam.
Nope, say the whole thing. Say the whole thing.
SD Gundam Rainbow Wars. Alright, let's go. Trivia.
No, say the whole thing.
Nailed it.
Boring.
Hard pass. Let's move on.
Boring. All right, you want to do trivia instead of
yeah.
talking about SD Gundam, Sengokuchi, Rimbo, Tariku Senki? Then I guess we'll move on to trivia then. Let's get on into some Altered Beast trivia, boys. Question number 1. This was a fun one I found today. What band released a Flash game on their website based on Altered Beast to promote their upcoming album? Is it A, Breaking Benjamin, B, the All-American Rejects, or C, 3 Days Grace?
Wow.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's a thing?
This was a thing.
That's pretty cool. I'll go with A.
Okay.
What was the first band?
Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah, I have no idea, man. I'll just say A with B. I don't know.
All right. A
I'm
with
going,
B.
I'm going A as well.
Oh, you're all right. It is Breaking Benjamin.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
That's the only one I could see.
Yeah, apparently for like their 4th album or something, they had a Flash game. I think it was just called called Altered Benjamin or something like that on their website.
That's illegal, by the way, people. Don't alter Benjamins. You get busted.
Yeah.
Definitely gotta see if we can find a way to play that one for the next episode, right? All right. Question number 2. Which of Zeus's daughters is the main character attempting to rescue for him in this game? A, Artemis. B, Persephone. C, Athena.
I'm assuming we all know this.
I'm going to say C.
All right.
Yep, C, Athena.
Yeah, I mean, I assume it seems like the obvious choice, but sure, C.
Did you guys all know that one? Apparently Brad and Sky did. Did you know that one,
I knew
Kyle?
it.
Yeah, I'm saying out of the 3 names, it's just like, seems pretty obvious that it would be.
Mm-hmm.
You are correct. It was Athena. Question number 3. What type of ancient soldier did Zeus resurrect to save his daughter? Was it a Greek hoplite, A, B, a Roman centurion, or C, a Persian immortal? Which kind of ancient soldier is your character?
I'm going to say the hoplite, A.
Okay.
Also going A?
A was Greek, right?
Yep.
Going with that.
Nope, it was the Roman centurion.
Oh, man.
It was B. Yeah,
What?
you would have thought
Yeah.
because, Zeus, but no, apparently he respected these Roman centurions, so he resurrected one to save his daughter.
Wow.
What?
So no
That's
clean
weird.
sweep for anyone today.
Isn't it all Greek mythology? What's he doing?
Yeah, I thought that was kind of goofy too. But
What?
that's why I
I
made
thought
sure.
for sure.
That's why I made sure to throw the Greek one on there because I figured that's what everybody would think. But no,
All
apparently
right.
he liked them Romans.
I'm changing my rating.
Wow.
I think they gave that guy the wrong script.
Oh man, we should all go see that movie. All right, boys, y'all got 2 correct today. Brad is at 32, Sky is at 42, Kyle is at 30. That will do it for my trivia.
Alrighty, that pretty much wraps everything up then for this episode. The next game we'll be playing is Black Tiger. You can follow us on social media at Arcadiology, or you can send us questions at arcadiologyquestions@gmail.com. There's also a form in our description of the episode where you can save us feedback, questions, whatever you want. And actually, got a little surprise for you guys here today.
Uh-oh.
We have our first question.
Oh!
Yeah, we got one here.
Let's
Oh,
go.
okay.
I actually don't have time to answer it.
It comes in from Steve H. He says, I'm enjoying the podcast. It's very relatable to me, as my brothers and I all used to game together. What is the age gap between each of you, and how did the 3 of you meet Jordan? Thanks for the content.
Forget how you met me. How did you guys meet each other? I have no idea.
It's been a while. Scott, do you remember how we met?
I don't know, just one day mom brought some other dude home, and I was like, who's this little dude? And then me and that little dude became friends, and all of a sudden another little dude, we were both like, who's this little dude? And he's like, hey, I'm one of you dudes. And now I'm like, oh,
One of you
so we're all like
dudes.
the same dude.
Yeah.
So then, yeah. Yeah, and then that's how I met my brothers, so.
I mean,
That's how we met.
as far as the age, I'm 32. I think actually by the time this episode comes out, I'll be 33. My birthday's July 1st. This episode will come out after that, right?
I believe so. Yeah, should.
So, all right, by the time you're hearing this, then I'll be 33.
That's some time travel.
Yeah. I'm also already 33, so me and Jordan are pretty much the same age. We graduated together.
Oh, yeah, I'm the youngest, aren't I?
Just barely, but yeah.
Yep. Just
Yeah.
barely, yeah. And I'm 34, so I'm only 1 year older than Brad.
Dude, I'm 32.
Hey, how
What?
did he get
Shut
so
up.
young?
Get out of here, Grandpa.
I am 36. So we're all about, what, 2 years apart or so.
Yeah, it's about
Yeah.
a year and a half to 2 years, roughly.
And Brad, did you want to tell the story of how we all met, or do you want me to do it?
You go ahead. You run it down, Jordan. How did we meet?
So
From your
yeah, pretty
recollection.
simple. I mean, our buddy Justin was telling me and my my other friend that he's got a buddy who likes to have Smash Brothers tournaments at his house every now and then, and we hopped along over there one day, and me and my buddy Carter, we cleaned house in that tournament, and the rest is history.
Wait,
There
hold
you
on.
go.
I remember that way differently.
Kyle was good. Kyle was definitely giving me the business.
Wait, hold
Carter
on.
was the one who was really cleaning house there. Me, Brad, I feel we're close, me and you.
Yeah,
At
at
Smash.
first you were, I'd say, had the edge, and then we kind of got pretty even. Then it kind of could go either way for the most part.
Yeah, we've always been really, really close. Kyle was definitely kicking my butt at first, though. But yeah, Carter's the one who was really just wiping the floor with people.
I remember Carter terrifying people.
Yeah, if you wanna get on my level though, you better grab a couple orbs and power up, boy.
Uh-oh.
No, I'm terrible at Smash, but I just watch everybody else play. I was always like one of the first dudes out in the tournament, and I just chill and watch everybody else just.
That's
shred
all
it.
right. That's all right. Who's everybody's main? I've always been a Marth guy.
Mostly Luigi for me. Started back in, I don't know if the original 64, I didn't really get too much into that, but from Melee on, Luigi was always my main, then I'd dabble around with some other guys, but Luigi's always been my number one.
I think part of the reason I was so bad was because I just always played Link, and he's not that good of a character, I guess.
Oh, I don't know about that.
I just liked playing him because I was mad into Ocarina of Time, so I was always
Hell
playing
yeah.
him.
Hell yeah.
I think I started with Star Fox, and then when they introduced Wolf, I think I moved into Wolf, and then it went to, I think I was Wolf for a really long time, and I think Shulk was after that. And
I
then
remember
after
you
Shulk,
playing Shulk.
yeah, I ended on Sheik.
Shulk the Sheik. I like it.
Yep.
I do remember on that specific day, Jordan, in the tournament, we actually met up. You did beat me, but do you remember what I did to you with Luigi?
Was it the very first? You said the very first day, very first
Yeah.
tournament.
Yep, first tournament you showed up.
I don't remember, but I can guess because it's Luigi. What did you use his taunt when I was on the edge of the stage or something?
I sure
spike
did.
me?
Yep, got you with the
I
taunt
don't
spike.
even remember that.
Not only do I remember it, but I got that one in my montage. Don't you worry.
He still has it.
Wait, B, roll a clip.
Roll that clip.
Yeah.
Where's
Oh,
that footage
man.
at, boys?
We're gonna have to throw that on the Instagram. Dig that out.
Yeah.
We call that the B-roll.
The B-roll, the B-roll, the B-hole. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, I mean, we just we had those Smash tourneys all the time, and then Brad started having those game nights, the board game nights and whatnot at his house, and I've been coming to those, and now me, Kyle, and Sky go rock climbing all the time, and I'm just the fourth brother now at this point.
That's
I think
right.
personally.
That's the origin story. We started out as Smash Bros.
Started well. Let's watch that wording a little bit, but yeah,
Hey, easy,
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah,
take it easier. It's a family show.
2024.
that.
Just accept it. Embrace it.
From Smash to Arcadiology, and here we are now, boys.
That's
on
right.
Wrapping up episode 20.
20, good number.
And now Jordan just on here just having the worst takes ever and got me retaking the brother status.
Revoke his brother card.
of games, man.
I don't know. Yeah, we still gonna hang out though, right, Jordan?
Yeah, of course,
Okay, we're still cool. That's still my boy.
my dude. Even though Sky was my brother's friend growing up,
Yeah, that was kind of crazy to learn also.
right?
All right, well, if anyone else wants their question answered, go ahead and send them in. I gave you all the information you need, and we'll see you on the next episode. See you later.
All right, back to your graves, boys.
Stay cool, dudes.
Later.